Real heavy!
Welcome to the Real Heavy podcast
Yay!
with your host bodies, James and Rhett Bosch. And
We are not human.
we are humans, not AI or aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Completely normal.
completely normal people. We like metals and heavy musics
And screams.
and scrams.
And dangers.
I've been out and about talking to like a lot of people and stuff like that. Just we've been planning our renovation on our place for a while and meeting with suppliers and meeting with like different, tradespeople. And do you ever when you're in the world, when you're out and about and you're talking to people, do you ever think that, when you're talking to somebody, it's like, I don't think this person is like a real person. I
Mm-hmm.
think this person is like alien, like in Men in Black, that's like inside of this person and it's just like a host body.
It's a shell of a person. It's like you could be knocking on the brain and you get hollow sounds. There's nobody home.
I've been experiencing a lot of that lately, and I don't know if it's just brain fog from holidays or like an extended hangover from Christmas or New Year's or whatever, but it's like sometimes you talk to people and you just see dead in their eyes, and it's like, Are you like an NPC or what is going on?"
I don't know. It could be the new wave of this generation. It's just like
Scary.
everyone's checked out. They're like 2026 has not been my year. We're
Yeah,
just gonna shut her down for the rest of the year and start
yeah,
again in 2027.
yeah. I think that in the age of AI, well, that's what's great about this podcast is I don't think AI is going to be able to, or maybe AI will be able to do this, but I don't think, you know, I think that this is AI proof, this shit like this.
Could they be as stupid as us with wearing dumbass sunglasses and hats and everything? I'd like to see AI try this. Not a chance they'd be able to.
Yeah. But yeah, have you ever seen like some of the people that I've met this last week, they reminded me of the future people. Have you ever seen that South Park episode where the people from the future come back in time and there's like a portal that opens up in town and these future humans just walk through and they're like "Hey, Lord, hey, Lord," and they come back from the future to take people's jobs
Mm-hmm.
because in the future they don't have enough money to survive, so they need to go back to the past to steal people's jobs to make money and send the money to the future. So like I went to a restaurant and there was a person, I was talking to them and it was like, this totally reminds me of that South Park episode where it's like a fast food restaurant and they're trying to order food at the counter and it's one of the future people at the counter taking the order, and he like calls his order or tries to order his food and the future person is like chicken sandwich.
And you're like, something is
Yeah.
something's off here.
Yeah.
There's too
But
many NPCs around.
yeah. But yeah, this episode is sponsored by chicken sandwich.
chicken sandwich and two idiots.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
we're those people and they just don't even know it.
yeah, I think so. I think that I think that probably we're being controlled by something, but
We're being controlled by
um
the riffs. That's what we're being controlled by.
controlled by the riffs, yeah. Welcome to the Real Heavy Podcast, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some music eventually, or we're just gonna start talking about shells of humans in South Park
Yeah.
and nothing about metal.
um yeah, speaking of the future, um given that this is technically our first episode of 2026, I think we have some goals with this podcast. We want to interview some cool bands and guests, and um, share our love for heavy music.
Mhm.
And I grew up listening to this kind of shit, so for me, it's really cool to have like an outlet to talk about uh, bands. But then, there's been like such a resurgence or renaissance over the last couple of years, especially last year. Oh my God, the amount of just amazing releases that came out is just it's next level.
And, like, for
Never
you,
met.
it's gotta be, like, a mind fuck just because it's when you're growing up with these guys and then yet they're still going on.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I kinda get it, but it's like I have to play catch up for so
Yeah.
long. It's because, like, I haven't been in the scene for nearly as long as you have. So
Yeah.
then it's just like, "Oh, how convenient is it that these guys have released an album for the first time in 7
15 years.
years?" Or
Yeah.
whatever it was. And
Yeah.
then it's just like, I was just listening to these guys the other week, and then they just so happened to release something else, whereas
I
you're like,
know.
"I've been waiting." It's what's that scene from the Titanic? It'd be like, "It's been, like, 87 years," or whatever, that old lady when she's talking about the story. That's how you
I'm the
feel
old
when
lady from the
you're
Titanic.
you're you're the old lady from the
Yeah.
Titanic.
It's been 78 years.
Or whatever it is. Yeah.
Oh God. It feels like that. But we went through a dark period there where there was just crap. Like the I don't know, the like over polished gent metalcore kind of era where everybody sounded exactly the same. And I kind of checked out for a while.
Like that
I
2010
started
to 2015 range especially, I think.
I had a huge like time where I was like, you know what? This sucks ass now. I am going to listen to nothing but hip hop and house music. And I got really big into like that kind of shit. And I still love me some hip hop, uh but yeah, since like I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 2020, well, to be honest, during COVID, I
Mhm.
started like finding a lot of my old CDs again and kind of brought all the all the memories back. I can look at like an album. It's a great thing about physical stuff is that like it can put you in a place. Like it can you know where you were when you first heard that album or when you first bought that album.
Mhm.
So I had almost like I don't want to call it like a midlife crisis, but it was kind of like a child uh I don't know what it's called when you're like revisiting your childhood and all these
Mhm.
memories come flooding back. And I think the first album that I picked up was like that I saw. So I have had all my CDs in my basement inside of a laundry basket because I had moved from a house that I lived in with a bunch of guys, and I didn't have moving boxes, so I just like moved with garbage bags and fucking laundry baskets, and I had all of my CDs in a laundry, which I still have them in the laundry basket, by the way. And the first album on the top of the laundry basket was the Poison the Well, Tear from the Red album. As soon
Ooh.
as I saw that cover art, I was like, oh man, it's been a minute since I've listened to these guys. I wonder if they're still playing. So YouTube, Spotify, whatever. And I'm like, no fucking way. These guys are still touring or they're touring again. And um and it's like now they're, which we'll talk about, near the end of the episode. They have a new album coming out in
Mm-hmm.
2026. That is one example of countless I can't even describe to you. And it's like, so then you start deep diving and it's like, oh man, members from this band and members from this band who I loved, like, have joined into a supergroup, Better Lovers,
Mm-hmm.
or
I was just gonna
even
say that.
even Many Eyes. Like, so like I know that beef is really, or the drama between those two bands is kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but I'm not one to pick sides because like I love Keith Buckley, I love Jordan Buckley, and I love, obviously Will Putney and like all those guys. But like is just like I can't even describe to you how amazing it is. When Every Time I Die split, it like broke my heart. And I was like, that's it. Like, I don't know how the world will ever heal or come back from this. But then Better Lovers formed, and it's like Dillinger Escape Plan, which I fucking Miss Machine was like on repeat every day for me. That CD was probably stuck in my CD player in my car. And Hot Damn was like, that was my anthem. Gutter Phenomenon, that was my anthem. And like those bands solidified that scene for me. And to see them still out there absolutely ripping it right now in fucking 2026 is just like glorious.
Because this is the one thing that I think we have the advantage of is like we're seeing it from through the lens of a consumer, of
Yeah.
listeners. Like we're not someone who is or we're not guys who are in the nitty-gritty of the music industry and touring and all that
Mhm.
stuff.
Or his
So
fans.
we're just dudes who love listening to this kind of music.
Mhm.
So, yeah, like, sure, there might be beef and everything and conflicting stories and whatever, but for us, we can kinda put that aside because there's only one thing that we truly care about, and it's the medium. It's
Yeah.
what are these guys putting out for music to bless our ears, essentially.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can imagine it's really difficult for the guys in the band or in bands to be able to kind of separate that or to make that distinction. But for us, I think it gives us a unique perspective because we
Mhm.
can just kind of tune out the rest and we're not biased in any which way. We're just like, if it's great music, we're going to tell you it's great music. And if it's not, then we'll just tell you why it's not. And music
Yeah.
is subjective. So it's just our what we say could be completely different than what somebody else says.
Yeah, 100%. So I think our going back to our goals with this pod is I want to interview some fucking cool bands.
Mhm.
Like I want to
You got some guys
talk,
already kind of in the pipe a little bit too, which will be great.
yeah, some local bands, from the Winnipeg scene, which I think would be really cool because the scene is really awesome here. And we've been fortunate to see a lot of our favorite bands play in some amazing venues. There's some really great venues now in the city, like Side Stage and stuff like that, that are uh, perfect for this type of music. And
Mhm. Pyramid
um,
Cabaret, they brought that back for the first time,
yeah,
with, Rivers of the Nile. That was a fantastic venue.
yeah,
Like, I wish more shows would come back
from
there.
there, yeah. So I'm stoked to kind of talk to people in the local scene here, through the medium of this podcast, and just kind of get to know the scene again. But then also like reach out to other bands, not being scared to ask, to have conversations with people in bands that we really enjoy and that aren't from here. And and then also like just I'm a absolute purveyor of all things heavy music, and I think it's interesting because, like, some some pods, it's just like death metal or deathcore or, it's very, like, genre specific, but, I think we like everything, from,
Mhm.
like, noise rock to fucking mathcore to death metal to, like, grind to avant-garde to everything, and
Mhm.
I think that's really cool because it keeps our finger on the pulse of everything that's going on. I think, like, following different labels and stuff like that, it's really cool because, like, I'm kept up to date with stuff that's coming out, and I wanna be if I like it and if I think it's good or if you think it's good, we wanna share it to the world, and, we also with that being said, we have a couple things that we're doing. So, uh, just for, like, a personal thing, we did this last year, but we started at a really weird time. I think we started in October of 2024, and we kinda
Yeah.
ended in October, so but that was, an album a day for a year where, Rhett and I, we will take turns just, like, sharing albums with each other. So, imagine, like, a book club where every day you read a book and, you know, we don't necessarily talk about it, each album, but, it's a way for us to kinda expand each other's horizons and, like, share different things. Like, there's stuff that you've shared I've never heard before. I'm sure there's stuff I've shared that you've never heard before,
Mhm.
and it's just a good way to I found that when we did it last year, listening to entire albums every day, it made you appreciate the instrumentation, it made you, like, learn it you become a student of the music, right?
You can pick, especially when you're starting to get into, like, more, um, like, avant-garde and things that are kind of harder to pick apart. The more
Mhm.
you listen to it, the more you can discertain the song structures and everything like that. It like, well, from a surface level, there's actually so many albums I remember at the start you sending me, like, a year ago, where it's hard to get into it at the start because you think, "Man, this is kind of a dense album," but then you start listening to this, like, style more and more, and then it's just you can become accustomed to it. You're like, "You know what? Actually,
Yeah,
I can deal with this, and I can listen to it," and
yeah,
you don't do that by just listening to that style of album once every month. Like, you need to constantly have it in your rotation. So,
yeah,
forcing yourself to listen to it in such a way, it also like, that's a one bonus of it. The second thing is the fact that you're now discovering new bands because we try and find bands or albums or something that maybe we haven't listened to. So, like, when we done this or when we did this a year ago, we're having no repeats from the last time that we
yeah,
did this 365 times, which, I mean, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of different metal albums out there that we could choose from, so we're not gonna have an issue there.
yeah,
But again, it's just expanding our horizons and our taste and everything like that, so it's only
yeah,
just gonna get better with time.
yeah. I love the educational component to it, and just, like, the nerd in me is, like, loves it because I appreciate the craft, the songwriting, and, like, the art of, like, writing music, and for me, I like listening to an album and being like, "Okay, who are the members of this band? I've never heard of this band before." And then you look up the members and it's like, "Oh, this dude is in Sleep Sculptor," or "This dude is in, Converge," or whatever the fuck, And
Mhm.
you're like, "Holy shit." And then you kinda discertain, like, the sound, and you're like, "Oh, that's why this band sounds like this because of this influence or that influence," and then I find myself following the artist, like the individual musician, because there's a so much crossover, especially now, where you have, like, individual musicians that will play for multiple bands. And, like, when, Fallujah came here, uh, and they played their headlining show, there was no, sorry. Inferi. When Inferi came,
Mhm.
they toured with Grey Lotus and um showing up to the venue, and the vocalist from Fallujah, Kyle, was there at the merch table, and then lo and behold, he was filling in for vocals with Grey Lotus. But then you come to find out that certain musicians from that band are also in Wormhole, and certain musicians from Inferi were also in, and there's so much crossover in between, and it's just a good way to like, if you like the style of a musician, then you kind of follow that artist kind of thing. So it for me, I like, you have these like staple bands that you love and you follow, but then a lot of those musicians will start side projects or, other projects. And then also this last year, or maybe the year before, was kind of the first time that I really got to appreciate like individual bedroom projects, like where it's like one musician writes, plays, records everything.
It kinda started in, like, mid 2024, that's when it, or at least when I kinda discovered it too.
Yeah, I was like, I think for me, I heard convulsing,
Mhm.
and well, so I heard altars first, and then I heard convulsing, and I was like, "Oh, this is like the same band." And then I'm like, "Oh no, this is one guy doing this." Like, Jesus Christ. And then, it kind of opens you up to other bedroom projects like that. And like Light Bearer or Light Dweller and Kavadrat and you know, stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh man, I I love the artistry and the musicianship of these individual people, and I want to support them as artists through any project that they do.
Mhm.
So
Cave
it's
Sermon.
Cave Sermon, yeah, crazy. But but yeah, so being able to talk to artists like that and using this platform to do that, because I'm genuinely a fan and I'm really interested in like the writing process, and I'm just anything,
Mhm.
just the human aspect of it.
And kinda adding actually onto your point there, that's what I think this day and age is fantastic because, like you had talked about following band members and stuff and different sounds, you can make the assumption that they sound like that because they were from different bands, but sometimes what you're missing is the why. Is
Yeah,
why do they like this stuff? Why were they influenced by this in the first place? That's when you start going on podcasts and interviews and stuff, and then it like reveals another layer of their character. Now
yeah,
you are like emotionally invested in their personal musical journey,
yeah.
and then it just helps you to understand that even more. Then when
Mhm.
you go back and listen to the projects again, now it's like, okay, I know
I know
this
this
guy.
person.
I
Yeah.
just feel like I hung out with this dude, even though I watched him on a screen for an hour.
Mhm.
I feel like I've known him for my whole life. Now you have like a more personal connection to the music, and I think then that reveals another layer of the listening experience. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's there's so many levels to this, man. It's pretty crazy.
yeah. So yeah, so with all that being said, we're looking forward to recording and posting more episodes and having on more guests, and um, we want to keep up to date on new releases. Um, we create like as we try as best we can to source and find everything from like underground releases to all the mainstream shit too, and posting them in playlists that we can share. So we'll definitely post playlists, and people want to follow along to like our January playlist that we're creating, or like February. We're gonna do it monthly. Um, we've been
Kind of a
sticking
side
to
note, we
yeah,
can maybe what we can do is add a link tree to the Instagram bio, and then
yeah,
from there we can post Spotify links to each month for the monthly. new release playlist, and then people can just go and find it from there.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should definitely do that.
Yep.
So yeah, looking forward. But we are patiently waiting our year-end 2025 videos, which we filmed. There's a 3-part album of the year for our top 30 releases. Was it top 30?
It was top 30. Yeah.
Yeah. So once we have those, we'll post those as well. And then, but those lists were so fucking hard to make because 2025 was an absolute shit show when it came to releases.
It somehow
It
was
was-
better than 2024, which I didn't
Yeah.
think was possible.
Both in the quality and the quantity. And I mean, it doesn't help that we listen to everything. So
True.
like it'd be one thing if you're like, here's my top 5 death metal releases for 2025. I mean, I feel like that would even be really hard, but it's like, here's our top 30 heavy releases. So like extreme metal releases. So that's everything.
Like 10,
from, like,
there's like 10 plus subgenres that you're pulling from.
yeah. So how to do that? It's almost impossible. So there are 5, I think we each have 5 albums that we've come up with that we fucked up, and we wish so badly that we could have included these in our year-end lists for 2025. But there was just not enough room.
Mhm.
And for me, honestly, these 5 albums could have been anywhere on those lists. To be honest with you, I would say my top 30 list that we did, maybe my top 5 are like solid. Like I'm like, these albums have to be, in order my top 5. But everything else is so interchangeable for me because I loved it all equally. Like I couldn't stack one against the other. Both because they're all different in terms of genre, but also it's just, yeah, I love them all. So these 5 that I'm gonna rattle off quickly are 5 that I could have put anywhere on that list except for my top 5.
Fair enough.
So the first album, we'll call it honorable mention or whatever the fuck, or we're idiots and we wished we could have included these in our year-end lists or whatever.
Top 35.
Yeah. My first one is Scorched Mind with Embracing the Dying Sun. So this is a fucking sick band from Pennsylvania. It's a guitarist from a project called Mind Power, and the vocalist and drummer from Sleep Sculptor, actually.
Nice.
And they play like an HM2 driven chaotic hardcore sound. If you like bands like Nails or Harm's Way, Full of Hell, just that super fucking driving, chaotic, even like a band like Harriot, this band will, it's balls to the wall, so fucking good, so heavy, crazy mosh parts, crazy like hardcore 2-step, parts. It's insane, and it's just so heavy. I can't really say anything else about it other than that. It's fucking amazing. My number 2 is a black metal band from Germany called Morast. Their album called Fentanyl. I remember when I first heard this album, I'm like, this album is going to be in my top whatever the fuck at the end of the year, just because I didn't know what to expect when I first listened to it. But it's one of those albums that just sucks you in. Um, it's not your stereotypical black metal album. It's got a lot of elements of like death metal. There's some goth rock elements. There's some industrial elements. Lots of post metal. Um, but it really the atmosphere is so crazy. It like sucks you in and doesn't let you go. Like you cannot. It's very hard to like shut it off. And I found myself previously, I listened to it again, and there was a point where I had to go into an appointment for our job or whatever, and I shut it off. And when I got back into it, I was like, "Oh, I got to start this over again. So like, I can't just pick up, because I've lost all of that emotion that I had. It's a very tangible, emotional album.
Totally
Super
relate to
dark,
that.
super dark, and menacing, but like amazing, amazing album. So you have to check that out. My third one is just an absolute fucking ass ripper. It's a band called Vile Apparition with their album Malignity. And this is a band from Melbourne, Australia. And straight up suffocation, cryptopsy, immolation, old school technical death metal. But these guys play the fuck out of their instruments. Like so fast, so insanely heavy. And the bass tone is probably the best bass tone I've heard like all year, to be honest. It's so forward in the mix. You just hear all the crazy noodles, and yeah, it's just so fucking good. Really wish that I could have shouted this album out on the last video, but or on
We'll
the
stick them all
interview.
down in the comments and stuff when we
Yeah.
get this.
So fucking good. My fourth one is a band from the US. They're called Recorruptor with their album Sorrow Will Drown Us All. And I actually, because we have a playlist of like all of our shit from last year. I had listened to this album, but there were so many releases when this album came out that it kind of just got whitewashed.
Was it in October?
I can't remember, to be honest. So I apologize. But I was at the gym and this came on and I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this? So I looked at it. I'm like, oh, dude, I totally listened to this album, but like I was listening to it through a whole new lens because I had time to like actually digest it. So this is a modern American progressive death metal band, but they blend so many genres, like from black metal to technical death metal to old school death metal, but with like a modern kind of production. And there's some like deathcore elements in there too, especially with the vocals and just I would say like the tone of it, but without the obvious chuggy breakdowns or just like stupidity or ignorance. Songwriting is phenomenal. The drumming is so like forward in the mix, but the way that the tone is, or the way that the sound is, it's almost like tribal or primal. The kick drum and like the snare tone almost has like a block of wood sound to it, where it's just like chunky and thick. It gives you like a lot of texture. So when you put that album on, it feels like you're right there, like in front of the drummer. And the way that the drums sound, you can almost like see the drums in your mind's eye being just like fucking pounded on. And it just this album has such a texture to it that you can feel it. And songwriting is phenomenal. Every song is most like progressive technical death metal bands, I find when they release music, that modern sound, it kind of blends together for me a lot of times. So things get like kind of washed out, but every track is so different that it just keeps you engaged, and one of the best vocal performances of 2025. This dude, his range is like crazy highs, low ass gutturals, like fucking like the mid-range kind of like barks or like the death metal, old school death metal vocals. And I'm like, God almighty, like, yeah, I don't know how maybe this album was in a lot of people's year-end lists and I just didn't pay
I didn't
attention.
see it. I didn't see it in very many.
But holy fuck, man, listen to it because it's like, wow, crazy. And then my last one is only because I haven't been able to stop listening to this album, and it's Eyes with Spinner.
Yeah.
So this is a
good pull.
Yeah, so this is a band from Denmark. They're like a hardcore punk sludge noise kind of crossover band. They put out an album, I think it was called Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
And that album was an absolute party, like from start to finish, just like so fun. This album is the same, a little darker. But I would say the riffing on this album, like the guitars are so crazy good. Like it reminds me a lot of the guitar work from that new Greyhaven album, which I am also kicking myself for not having that album on my year-end list, because going back to that album, it's like, fuck, man, such a perfect post-hardcore album. But like lots of like crazy riffing on this Eyes album. A lot of like fun, I call it circus parts, but like really noodly kind of riffs and very Botch inspired, or like even Dillinger inspired, but just with the BPMs turned up like a lot, like more party. I would say that like that fast punchiness comes from the like indie side of it. It almost feels like an indie rock or like an indie punk album. And I feel like it's really an easy one to get into for pretty much anybody. Like it's very accessible, even though they're screaming. It's like really fun. So like anybody could put it on, party to it, or like just jump around. But if you want to kill some time, look up this band, Eyes. You can just put Eyes band live or something in YouTube. Their live performances are fucking off the chain. Like people are just like fucking going crazy, and I can see why. Like it's just such a fun album. There's also a feature on this album. I can't remember the song, but from the vocalist of Ken Mode.
Yep.
Which is local voice. So, gotta shout that out. But that's it for my top 5. Or not my top 5. My 5 albums that I fucked up royally and should have included.
Should be arrested.
Yeah. I will samurai sword myself.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Yeah. I am dishonored.
It's the Japanese way.
Yeah.
Oh, I know those Danes, or just Europeans in general, they just know how to put on a show. Like,
they know how to party, man.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
And actually, for my 5, I'm going to start off with some crazy European stuff as well. First one is a band from France. This album was released on the first day last year. Kind of forgot about it. I think they say Mirar with Ascension.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Big, it's all kind of gent project. Well, side note, gent, is it a subgenre? Is it not? Let us know. I'm calling it I'm calling it a subgenre for
Yeah.
now. But like
Thanks,
huge,
Meshuggah.
yep, huge Viljarta and Stutnir vibes. But I feel like this album takes the influence of those bands, Humanity's Last Breath, and basically cranks it to 11. Like the beat drops,
Yeah.
the changes in the tone and everything go from like 1 to 12 and then back down to 1. It's a roller coaster of an album and it's super fun to listen to. It's just
Like
basically
very
super
dubstep.
bouncy. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just like you take in the club, a European club, and you make it more metal and just thick breakdowns. It's just
Yeah.
it's fun.
Stupid.
It's so much fun. Um, Next one I've got is technical brutal death metal band. I got of the 5 albums that I got one from kind of every subgenre.
Sick.
This one's called there's a band called Dead and Dripping with Nefarious Scintillations. And
Oh, yeah.
like this one, if you love like Defeated Sanity, Wormed, Deliquest, Shit the Eelist, basically all those, if you like to listen to brutal death metal, but you want more technicality in like the rhythm where all of the grooves are like syncopated and it kind of is pulling you back and forth in some disgusting low gutturals and it's just
Toilet bowl vocals.
total vocals and it's such a fun listen no matter how many times that you've listened to it. It's been all I've been listening to basically for the start of the year, ripping through all the past 4 albums I already recommended.
Such a good band.
Their one 2023 release, I forget the name of that one. But yeah, super fun album to listen to. Third one is metallic hardcore band from California called Mugshot.
Ooh.
And their album All the Devils Are Here.
I find myself stuck at a crossroads. I'm not usually the motherfucker to care. But I think you should kill yourself. I am complete and scream, and nobody's there.
This one actually was on Metal Trench's top albums of the year too, which I'm like kind of surprised because he doesn't really review a lot of hardcore or metallic hardcore albums. So the fact that this one was on his list too kind of solidified this choice of being like, okay, like it should have been on my top 30. I think I could have replaced it with one spot, but nonetheless, decisions were made, regret was had, we move on. So it's just like orthodox boundaries, Jesus peace. Just I think it's 24 minutes or something like that. It's just a pure
one.
ripper front to back. And they actually came to Winnipeg and they were supposed to open for Dying Fetus, but Gates to Hell couldn't play, so then they end up playing second before Dying Fetus. But they put on an absolute killer of a show. Like the energy is so high. There's no breaks. The grooves are infectious. And it's just one of those bands where it's like you have to kind of get out and have a good time with them. It's always fun. Fourth band up is a kind of a shoegazy new metal band from the UK called Split Chain and their album Motion Blur. This one I liked it because there's actually a few kind of shoegazy new metal releases this year. Like Fleshwater put out a good one. Obviously, Deftones put out a good one, and Turnstile, I guess, if you want to call it in that same realm. And it's just like it's just a feel good summertime album. It's like you can imagine yourself. Like I listening to it felt like, okay, I just graduated high school. I'm rolling out. I got a girl by my side. I got the drop top of some convertible going, and I'm just cruising on summer vacation, going down some windy roads. Like it just gives off those like feel good vibes. If you like Super Heaven, but like a little bit bumped up in terms of speed and kind of intensity and stuff like that, I would definitely say Split Chain's kind of your groove. I believe this is their first full length, and they've kind of skyrocketed up in terms of popularity pretty fast. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of impressed by that. But
They opened a show that I went to.
yeah, who did they open for? They were here. Shoot.
God, I can't remember now. It wasn't the Cell show.
Nope, because I was there too.
Yeah,
I can't remember. It's gonna bother me.
yeah,
But
Anyways.
they put on a good show.
yeah.
And
Oh,
then my
was it Comeback Kid? Misery Signals?
no. Shit. It's gonna bother me. I'm gonna look at it.
Counterparts.
Yes. There we
Counterparts.
go.
Yeah,
there
they
we
opened
go.
Counterparts. Yeah,
Yep. Good
Yeah.
job.
yeah, they
Now,
were really good.
like it was just a feel good, have a good time.
Yeah, it's like that new wave of grunge,
Mhm.
like new metal, grunge, shoegaze kind of vibes. Like, I love it. It's so, yeah, I don't know. It's throwback, but it's also they're doing their own thing with it and instilling a lot of the like heavier parts. You know, there's a lot of crossover. Like that's probably the biggest genre that's been, I don't want to say created from crossover, but like the one going back, just brief aside, when we were talking earlier about how, you know, like I had been out of listening to this kind of music and then I come back in. It's so cool for me because like I used to listen to bands like that independently. You know, each band had, it would be like the grunge band or the fucking, you know, the hardcore band or the death metal band, but now, or the new metal band. And I mean, you didn't really kind of think of it that way. You just listened to it because it was heavy and fun.
Mhm.
But now it's like these new up and coming bands, they're listening to like a lot of that stuff. And I guess for them, the bands like, you know, Limp Bizkit, Seven Dust, Mudvayne, you know, even like, I don't know, Nirvana, Alice in
Corn.
Chains, they're like the classic bands to a lot of the up and coming generation, which is kind of makes me feel old as fuck. But like they're pulling a lot of that influence from that sound and then making their own with it and then blending it with like the new modern influences, which is just so cool. I just, yeah, can't say enough about it. I love it.
Just put a smile on your face. That's all
Yeah.
you can. That's all you can
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Proud,
And
like
then-
it's like a proud dad moment.
Yeah, it's just like I had no direct influence to this band whatsoever, but I feel like I want to take some credit. I totally get what you mean.
Yeah.
And okay, for my last band, I'm probably gonna butcher this pronunciation, but it's Crixcore with
yeah.
the Womb of the World. Like Blackened Disso Death. Like this is probably one of the most densest albums that was released last year. 4-song album, 50 minutes long. So you're dealing with like 13 to 16-minute long songs. You like Taitian Blood, you like Portal, that kind of deep and like kind of there's some post-hardcore influences in there. There's a lot of black metal in there. Some death metal influence in there as well. It's again one of those bands where it's like a melting pot of so many dark and brooding genres, but yet you can pick it apart so well. And I think like in terms of blackened death metal releases of the year, it was probably one of the best ones out there. And it was on a lot of year-end lists too, but I just didn't have room on mine. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna add it here as a consolation prize. Here's your ribbon.
Yeah. Sick, man.
Yeah.
So now that we've gotten through our oopsies, let's go through some of the releases that were pumped to hear, hopefully, in 2026.
I'm sure we got some crossover on some
Yeah.
some
So I'll rip
albums
through it.
here.
We'll rip through it quick.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the first one that I'm really excited for is the new Fossilization record, Death Tune, of the highest caliber, one of the sickest bands out there. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's probably gonna be on whatever year-end list I'm just gonna. I've listened to the two singles. It's heavy as shit.
Top 50 albums of the year coming up,
Top
2026.
150 albums. Yeah, 10-part series. Fuck. Yeah, Fossilization's coming out, I believe February. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. The new Exhumed album. So these boys been around the block for a long time. Death Grind, if you like Death Grind, it's gonna be great. It's like gore grind, death grind. It's gonna be fucking great. And they're doing a big tour, I think, right away as well. Replicant, one of my favorite bands ever. I don't think they're putting out an album, but I've heard through the grapevine that they're putting out a split EP. I don't know if it's an EP or a full length with another band. They didn't. That band has not been named. So, but nonetheless, I'm excited. Anytime they put something new out, I'm pumped for it. Gorguts.
Yep. They're
Yeah,
teasing something.
There better be some new fucking Gorguts this year.
They said on the Instagram they're like shooting for 2026. So
yeah, I need some Luke LeMay in my life. Poison the Well, obviously we've talked about that earlier. They have a new album. So pumped for it. I'm gonna be rock hard for weeks listening to that thing.
Beginning of March, baby. Get ready.
Loathe.
Yeah.
Come on,
they need to release something, please.
Yeah. Been dying for it. New Varials. They've got Skylar from Cell. I think like they put out their singles, which are the most brutally heavy, fucking beat down, hardcore, deathcore shits that I've ever heard. But I'm really excited for the new album. Converge,
obviously.
Come on, like
year end
that
list.
one
already done. Already done.
Top three, hands down. New Nightmare EP. Wish it was a full length, but I'll take what I can get. They've had some lineup changes, specifically with guitarists, and I love the single that they put out, so I'm really excited for everything else. Danza. Tony Danza, baby.
I
confirmed 2026.
When that album gets released, I'm blocking off the whole week.
Yeah, we need to have a listening party.
Yeah,
listening party, dude. That's gonna be savage. I don't have any expectations. I'm just like happy. Like
I don't even care if we don't even know if Josh is still involved. Like anything like that. I could, like you said, I could care less if he is involved in this album or not, because if they've played that set at Furnace Fest and still sounded that tight and that amazing without Josh there, I think they can do whatever they want.
Hell yeah. There's got to be new Inferi this year. I love those guys. Better Lovers. There will be a new Better Lovers album. Yeah, there will be 100%.
We're putting it out there.
Those guys are writing. Those guys are animals when it comes to writing new music, especially Jordan and Will. I guarantee you they've got fucking probably 2 albums worth of shit in the bag by now.
They just don't want to be considered needy. So then they're just like, you know what? We'll spread this out over a longer period of time. We'll be fine.
Yeah. And I think too, they're all in so many different projects that it's probably hard for them to all get together. But and Greg tours with all these different things. But I'm gonna call it. I say they have a new album coming out this year. Fit for an Autopsy. That'd be sick if they release something, even if it's an EP. We need some new Frontierer.
Yes. Well, I'm thinking if they did that redo album last year, they've got to be something that's in the pipe.
They have to. speaking of them, there's a project called Weston Supermame,
Yep.
and they put out an album 2 years ago, I think. And I'm pretty confident they have something cooking because they dropped a single and it fucking slaps. So if you like Danza, Car Bomb, Dillinger, Frontier, check out Weston Supermame. Sick band. What else? Defacement.
Mm-hmm.
So Defacement dropped Doomed in 2025, which is on my year-end list. Apparently they already have material for another full length. So anything I can get from those guys, I will take it, whatever project. And one of the podcasts that I listened to with those guys, they were talking about how they are really into math rock or like mathcore. And so there might be some like other side projects coming out with those guys, and I'm here for it. Anything they do. Anything Brendan Sloan alters, convulsing in any form, I'm all for that.
Well, yeah, because didn't he say at the last interview that he did with Andrew Lee that there's something coming out that's not with convulsing, that's completely different and everything?
Yeah. I don't care what it is. I'm down. It
Could be a single. Could be a single album of the year.
Could be could be a synth, it could be a synth project. It could be like him playing the triangle. I don't care.
Well, that's what Josh was saying in the one dance interview. I forget who he was interviewing, but he said, like, we're at a point right now where we can basically say fuck you. And like we could just release a song with like us shitting into a mic. And it's just everyone's gonna go crazy for it.
Yeah.
Like they've just built up that much hype and that much demand. It's like you've earned the right to earn the craze.
Yeah. There's a project, well, a few projects from this, speaking of like single bedroom projects, like, you know, one kind of like musician that tackles all. There's a guy from Italy. His name is Gabriel Gramaglia. Gramaglia. I fucking butchered that. But he's responsible for a few really cool projects like Cosmic Putrefaction and a project called Vertebra Atlantis. He collaborates quite a bit with Brendan Sloan from Convulsing on different things. Apparently, he has a new album coming out under one of his projects. It's called Lugubrious Garment.
Ooh.
He put out an EP in 2025. Check it out because it is fucking nasty. It's like old school death metal, super technical, lots of like dissonance. If you like Convulsing and you like that style of death metal, alters, put it on. It's crushing. It's amazing. But apparently he's got something cooking, so I'm really excited for that. And then just shit that I personally would love to see. I don't know if it'll happen, but like new Dillinger, those guys have been touring and like, you know, playing Calculating Infinity shit. I don't think that they're like, I think the stuff that they are playing from like Ironworks or like Miss Machine or whatever live, they're getting other vocalists to do the fill-in stuff because technically pretty sure Greg wrote most of that stuff. But like, just put out a fucking album. Like,
Please.
you know, you're touring enough, you're playing enough like festivals and shows and stuff, like big shows, just fucking release something. They have to have stuff cooking. And
Sure.
I don't care if it's like old man mathcore. Like Dead Guy put out a fucking new album, which was on my year-end list. If those guys can do it and put out projects, and like you got Better Lovers ripping it, you got like every new iteration. Come on, just put out something like an EP or something. Like, I don't care. Get Mike Patton back. I don't care.
What are you gonna do? Is pull a US and get a sniper squad and just abduct him from wherever he's living, Venezuela, and bring him back to the studio.
Yeah. Ion Dissonance. Come on, where are you?
Oh, Beneath the Massacre. Why are you playing a show in 5 years and not teasing something?
Yeah, just something.
Please.
I need like an EP, a split, a fucking, I don't care, 2 songs, a full length, something. You have to have something. And then I love Sleep Sculptor. I hope they put something out. I think they will. They've been playing, like, seemingly playing a lot of live shows. I love that band. And then a band from Australia called Resin Tomb. I really hope they put something out too, because I've been going back and listening to their EPs and their previous full length, I believe from 2024, 2023. And my God, they're so fucking good. And I need some of that HM2 dissonant fucking death metal in my life. So please cook something up and serve it to me. And then lastly, just to mention, Transcending Obscurity just released the most absolute fucking stacked sampler album from 2026, and it's got some heaters on there. Like some singles from bands that put out shit in the last 2 years, and these are new singles, like Divinial Verdict and like Disgnostic and Hanging Garden and what's that band called they put on an album this year? The one with the fucking wheel on it. It's like, oh God.
Oh, that's not Rudamagic, is it?
No, that's Wake. Anyways, it's gonna kill me. But anyways, they have a new single on there. Just check out the sampler. Check out the Transcending Obscurity 2026 sampler. If there's any indication of any of those bands on that list putting out a full length, it's going to be awesome. So there's a band called Cuttered Flesh. They have a single on that sampler, and it's so fucking heavy. It's like technical death grind. If you like Benighted or anything like that. I think Benighted has a new shit coming out.
Oh, I think so, because they put something out in 24, I believe.
Yeah, with their new drummer who's just ripping.
Is it Kevin? Is Kevin still there? Kevin Perdius, or did they get switched out?
I don't know. They just put out a new album or a new single, like 2025, like tail end of last year. Yeah, I should check it out. I'm pretty sure they have something cooking. I don't know. Maybe we'll get something from like Summoning the Lich, or because like their last album came out, I think 2024.
Yes, it was 2024.
Yeah. So maybe they'll put something out.
Under the Reviled Throne. Great album.
Yeah. Yes, savage. Yeah, that's it.
I got a couple ones.
My boner jams of 2026.
You picked apart a lot of what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's fine. One band you forgot to mention was Archspire.
Oh yeah.
They're coming out with one. I've listened to that Carrion Ladder single way too many times. It is. Oh, have you seen the music video for that one too?
It's so good. It's like the Eminem
it's
8 Mile parody,
but it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, good for those guys for going independent though. Really excited for the new Worm album. Florida Gloom or Death Gloom, whatever you want to call it, band.
Doom.
Yeah, they signed to Century Media, so I'm curious to see how their sound kind of evolves. I really like their last two albums because it wasn't like, I noticed they're kind of, at least with the singles that they've put out, they've transitioned to like a little bit like of a faster kind of pace, not as much funeral style pace. So I'm like, it's just kind of going into more like black metal territory. So we'll have to see, because their tone is disgusting. It's probably one of the best out there. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. No Moss, like they're like a grindcore death metal outfit. They're putting something out in March. So looking forward to that.
I think they're on tour with Exhumed, actually.
They are, yeah. And then Infant Annihilator, I've heard some stuff that they might be releasing something out kind of sometime this year. So make it happen, please. And then you said that Teeth is also thinking about putting something out.
How can I forget them? Yeah.
I don't know how you forgot about Teeth.
Yeah, they're posting like a ton of videos on their Instagram of them jamming new material, and it sounds fucking gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
I love the like syncopated fucking, I don't know, it's like Meshuggah, but not Meshuggah. Just like, it's so good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Meshuggah can release a new album.
Yeah,
That
you
would be.
guys can fucking come
It's
on.
been what, 4 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
What's the
can.
matter?
They can release one, please.
Yeah.
I've heard Deaf Heaven is also going to be putting something out, or they have enough material. There was I forget which news
Interview?
outlet it was, but there was an interview saying that they were going to put out some new stuff. I secretly hope that Crowbar puts something out because they have had a meteoric rise last year. Like all
Yeah.
thanks to TikTok, they've fucking exploded.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably going to be working on something. They haven't put anything out since 2022.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes. Selfishly, probably Fetus. They put out a single towards the end of last year, so I wouldn't be surprised. They're touring Australia and New Zealand and stuff, I think, as we speak.
Speaking of Dying Fetus, because that artwork on that new single looked a lot like August Burns Red.
Mm-hmm. A little too conspicuous.
Yeah, but I'm pretty confident that those guys are going to put some shit out this year because
They're gonna put out a split. Imagine an August Burns Red Dying Fetus split. Burns Fetus.
Yeah. August Burns Fetus.
Oh, sounds like a news article. And if I had like a dream, if I was Martin Luther King and I had a dream, I'd be like, you know what? I just want another Imperial Triumphant album. I just I just selfishly want, you put out such a great release last year. Just drop the balls and just put out one more just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Do it back to back. I'll smile from ear to ear.
Yeah. I feel like those guys have a lot left in the tank for like, because the album that they put out as like it was more melodic and more progressive, I think, than anything they've ever put out before.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like they held back, you know.
They probably cut that album in half before they released it.
They probably, even if they dropped, like, I don't know. I just want to see those guys fucking go bananas. Like, I know band. Fuck. Oh my God. Artificial Brain.
Yeah.
I want to see some fucking new Artificial Brain. Speaking of Imperial Triumphant, like Artificial Brain to me is like, it's like Artificial Brain is like, just all the heaviest parts of Imperial Triumphant, just like straight up, you know. I want to hear that. I want to hear more of that. More dat. Give me more dat.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it. All right.
Peace. Thanks for listening again.
Yeah. Subscribe to the pod for the algorithm.
Mm-hmm. And follow us on Instagram at Real Heavy Pod.
Real Heavy Pod. It's not AI, I promise. And the black metal face paint on our last two posts is also not AI, I promise.
That was very real.
Very real.
We did that up and ruined our faces.
Yeah. Those are on our business cards as we speak. All right. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for checking out. Stay heavy, stay hard.
Yep. Be hard, stay hard.